Hi everyone, today we are going through the worksheet 3A and 3B. Some of these questions have been circled for you in red, so we'll be going through these questions in particular. Please complete the rest as your homework. Okay, so let's start with worksheet 3A, question number 14. Okay, the number 524,000 is corrected to k significant figures. Okay, you're supposed to explain why k cannot be 2. Okay, now if you notice, the number for what you have here has been rounded off to 3 significant figure at least. Okay, so this is your third significant figure as f, and this is your second. So if it's the second, then you should only have two numbers. That means you should just have 520,000. In this case, you have rounded off this to 2 SF. Okay, but over here it's not possible because you have three significant numbers at the front. So that's the reason why it cannot be 2. So what you need to write down is you need to write down as 524,000 has at least 3 significant figures. Okay, now part 2, you're asked to write down the possible values of k. Now, so anything that is 3 and above, so total number of significant figures that you can have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you can go from k equal to 3 to 4 to 5, or even maximum is until 6. Okay, yeah, because as you know, these numbers don't have to be significant all the way, so you can always have from 3 to 6. Okay, so depending on what is your significant figures. Now question number 15. Okay, the following number has been rounded off to 0.0408, correct to 3 significant figures. So give 3 examples of these numbers. So you have quite a wide variety over here. So this is the third significant number, because over here the zeros here are considered non-significant figure. So what are the things that can be corrected to 3 significant figures? So you can have 0.04075. That could be the minimum as far as I know. Okay, and you can go all the way. That means it can be all the in-between numbers like 0.04076, and then it keeps increasing. Okay, you can have all these numbers till you can even have all the way to 0.04080. Okay, and you can further go up to 0.0408 1. You can have like until 3, 4. So you can have this maximum as 4. So it can be all these numbers in between. So you can have a wide variety. So it's an open-ended question, so you can choose any 3, but I just given you somewhere in the middle of the range of numbers. So you can pick and choose these numbers. Okay. Let's look at question number 17. The mass of a baby is 3.4 kg and is being corrected to 1 decimal place. So what is the minimum? Okay, so the minimum means you should be less than 3.4, right? But when it's being rounded up to first 1 decimal place, it should come up to 3.4. So this is 3.3. The minimum, so I can all the way can go to up to 5. Okay, it cannot be 4 because the 3.34 will be 3.3 itself, right? So you need to have 3.35 kg. So this is the minimum mass. Okay, let's move over. Okay, we are still under the 3A worksheet. Question number 21. A metal block has a mass of 50 grams, correct to the nearest gram. So you're supposed to find the least possible mass, so as low as possible, but when it's rounded up to the nearest gram, it should give you 50. So so it should be less than 50, right? So 49 nearest gram. So it can be up to 5 gram. Okay, I think that should be the answer. Okay, and then let's move forward to the next one. Find the volume of the metal block is 13 cm cube and is being rounded up to the nearest cubic meter, and here you're supposed to find the largest possible or the greatest possible mass. Okay, so in this accord, you need to do mass is actually you need the mass, so you have the volume here. The mass of 1 cm cube metal. So in fact, what they are talking about is actually density. So what is density? Density is mass over volume, but since this must be the greatest possible, right? So what will happen is that the mass would need to be converted to as big as possible, whereas the volume must be rounded to as small as possible, so that you eventually get the greatest possible mass. So if you notice the denominator, as it gets lower and lower, right, the overall mass, the whole density will increase. Likewise, for the numerator, it must be as big as possible so that eventually density will also be as great as possible. So for mass, 50 grams, so the maximum you can go is 50.5. That's the maximum you can go over the greatest possible would be 12.5, right? So it should be about there. If I'm not wrong, you should get 4.04 if it's being rounded up to 3 SF. Okay. Okay, so this is as far as close as possible. Now, some of you might be asking, teacher, but 50.5, 50.5, when you round up, it should give you 51. Yes, correct. But the thing is that it can be as close as possible like this, right? So 50.49, right? So it's as close as possible. So we take this as 50.5. Okay, so that's one of the reason why we took 50.5 here. Okay, now let's go over to question number 22. The total bill at a restaurant is $70.38.46. Okay, all these are your cents behind. If the customer pays using a credit card, it's rounded up to 2 decimal place. Okay, if it's paid cash, then it's to nearest. And so what is the number that we'll be getting? So let's look at that. It will be 70.38. Okay, whereas if it's 10 cents and it's to the nearest 10 cents, okay, so in this case, most likely sorry, wait. Okay, so that will be 7, sorry, so that will be 70.40. Okay, so which one would you choose in this case? Since this is the cheaper option, we will choose this, which is your credit card. Okay, it's obviously 2 cents lower. Now, so just be careful. If you notice in our textbook examples, we have it's being rounded to the nearest. 5 cents has been rounded down. In this case, they never say it's being rounded down, so you round up, so you get 70.40, $70.40. Okay. Okay, we have another 2 more questions. This is under 3B. Okay, so under 3B, the circumference of a circle is 248, and you're supposed to find the radius of the circle. So in this case, circumference is equal to 2 pi r. So that's 248 equal to 2 pi r, and so r is equal to 248 divided by 2 pi. Now over here, you need to consider the pi as the calculator value. Okay, and when you write your answer, it should be 2 3SF. Now you can take intermediate answers, but if that is the intermediate answers, then you should write this as, this one should be your 5SF, and then followed by 3SF over here. Okay, so if you write in 5SF over here, then you need to put this as a curly sign here. This is an approximation, whereas the next part here will be equal to. Okay, I'll let you work out the answer. Okay, so you don't need to write this down, but just for your info, this one should be 5SF. This is your intermediate answer. Okay, and the final answer should be in 3SF. Now, unless the question says use pi as 3.142, if not, use the calculator value. Okay, now when you're using the r value here, that will have, so you're not supposed to use this R value for the next part here. This is area is equal to pi r squared. Okay, so remember, don't use this, and what you're supposed to use is the one in green. Use the 5SF. So to reduce your error. Okay, now last question. An engineer calculated maximum current that flows in a particular circuit to be considered unsafe is 10.52 amperes. He is asked to indicate the maximum current corrected to nearest ampere. So the nearest ampere for this case would be 10.52. Okay, the nearest ampere will be will be 10. Okay, it should be 10. Why? So the maximum current is 10. Now you can't have 11, so anywhere between 10.52 to all the way to 11, this is considered as unsafe. So you wouldn't want to hit this number here, 10.52, because that is considered unsafe. So the maximum current you can have is 10 ampere. Okay, and of course this will be the safe current load that can withstand. Okay, so I think you should be able to do the rest. Okay, okay, maybe I'll just do another one more. We'll do this as well. Okay, so let's work out. Okay, can you use your calculator too? This is the total number of volts, so you need to calculate for each and every one of them. So 2036 divided by 9335, you should get 21.8%, because it's all 1 dp. Yeah, so if it's 2 dp, then you should be getting 21.81%. And in this case, when you divide 3748 divided by 9335, you should get 40.1%. In terms of 2 decimal place, it's 40.15%. And if you sum up this, you should get this as 99.9%, and this one will be 100%. So what do you notice about the total percentage of votes? Okay, so over here the total percent is not 100, so this one is not 100%. Okay, for the third column. Of course, the fourth column, you get 100%. Okay, one of the reasons why this is more accurate, okay, fourth column is more accurate. Okay, it's more accurate because the number of decimal places used in the intermediate steps in the fourth column, okay, is greater than that in the third column. Okay, so because of the 2 dp, okay, because you're using more decimal place, okay, so having more decimal place makes it is it more accurate. Okay, so you just need to take note of this, and I think you can complete question number 6 as well. And once you're done, do hand up. Okay, yep, that's it. If there's any homework, I'll let you know. I'll post it in the WhatsApp. Okay, have a good day.